My country people them. Today na Monday, the 16th of December 2019, and I come for talk about a few important things in Fona. I don't see a few people that debate about some things them. Firstly, I go talk about special status, the bill where they currently debate for Cameroon Parliament as we speak. And also, I go talk about the Amber Lies, the way they talk like say, the lies they so the US Congress, they don't give Cameroon government 72 hours for leave, so-called Ambazonia. I go also talk about the US Air Force aircraft where it be landed from Simalen a few days ago. And then I go also talk about the letter where 9 US Congress people, they write to President Paul Biya, they endorse the Swiss-led mediation process. I go also talk briefly about Mayor for Boya, Patrick Ekema, where he be died a few weeks ago. And they lay you to rest on Saturday, the 14th of December 2019. So, first things first, the special status bill where the Cameroon Parliament is currently debating for Yaoundé, for the English version of that bill, I don't check it get now 142 pages for that legislative document. And how many people they don't take the time for read every single one of those 142 pages. Now the question that a lot of people today on social media, they debate and they talk nonsense about bill where they don't get any idea about the content of the bill itself because they never take the time for read them. So many of us, we are talking about things we know nothing about. So now the first thing that people, they don't ask me, say, me, I come, I do live show about the bill where they debate for parliament. I ask and say, well, now why I can't talk about it? I never read the bill. So I don't even get opinion about the legislation because I never read them. Now 142 pages. So all these people, they call themselves, say they be Ambazonians. The first thing we want to get to tell them, as soon as they start talk about special status, just tell them, say, what has that got to do with you? Special status now for one and indivisible Republic of Cameroon. Ma show now, yes, one and indivisible Republic of Cameroon. Now, what did that special status it be all about? Special status it not get anything to do with Ambazonia. So may they not get anything, may they not concern themselves with whether they debate inside our parliament for one and indivisible Cameroon. So now the first thing that if any Amber fool it begin to talk fool now about special status, just tell them say the special status it has no effect on our Facebook revolution or on our Facebook republic. So we now go debate about our own parliament and leave our own parliament and our own bills the way we debate for our parliament alone. So now my contributor, moving on to the Amber Lie, where they talk out there, where they talk today, so the United States Congress, they don't give 72 hours for President Paul Biya for pulling so-called troops out of so-called Ambazonia. The first thing we want to get for understand and say, one, President Paul Biya never deployed no troops into the Anglophone zone. Now the first thing that there are no troops there. The military presence we there today, it don't always be. Now only say it don't for every subdivision, it don't put I think 10B for protect the divisional officers. Now all that, it don't get no military deployment. So secondly, they be talking now 72 hours now 3 days now. Maybe the 3 days don't pass. What don't happen? When I don't gain independence. Now the question that when I don't get independence after the so-called 72 hours, okay. And when I first understand say one a lie, the people the way they out there, a lot of people them, the day out there they talk, they say, my country people, they say, wait are the years so say America don't give Cameroon government 72 hours. I asked them, say the first question I said, one, does America rule Cameroon? Honestly, my country people them. Now, one of the reasons this way it be so easy for Ambazonia for succeed in their mission for propaganda, misinformation, and manipulation and fake news, because we are people they be very gullible and very easily manipulated because we be poorly educated. Now, the reality there, how you go there for Cameroon? Some man tell you not tell him. It no provide you any evidence. It just you don't in the wildest dreams. Just talk and ye. Say it there so American Congress don't give Cameroon government 72 hours. It just talk and ye. It not provide you any shred of evidence. Zero. It not show you no written document for some side. It not show you no website where American government write down for day. It not show you no speech where the American representative it talk anything. You believe him. That one are just to tell you how stupid and gullible were people today. Were people that be very, very easily manipulated because we be stupid. Very stupid. Because some person who just can't talk any nonsense, una believe them. It talk say, America don't talk say, you believe them. It give you zero evidence. And then the funniest thing I say, una know una very well. Say it is so, Ambazonia it be based on lies. 100% lies. They don't lie una they lie una they still they believe the lies them. Wait to be wrong with una country people them. Una remember a time where the same Amber fools they be tell una say United Nations it go give a blank school year. What happened? Una remember now the same Ambazonians they be tell una say they so United Nations against ships for Ambas Bay. Me una come on go for Boya go march for independence. Say anything happen, United Nations go run can't give una independence. Who started the Independence Day? They don't start talk that thing since 2017. They still talking today, 2 years after they don't fool una. They still believe that una dull bad. Really stupid. Some person go should not talk the stupidest thing where it not get no shred of evidence. Where even class 1 picking go hear them, laugh. And then when I believe them. And the funniest thing I say, some highly qualified people them where they go school but school no go through them. They work and share that kind of information. I don't see some people them magistrates, people them in big positions them, educators them, principals of school, teachers them. They share that information and they believe them. Say this so the America don't give 72 hours for Cameroon government for leave so-called Ambazonia. Okay. So the thing I say, why is it so that these people, they be so easily manipulated and they be gullible, they be prone to believing nonsense? One of the reasons that because for the past 6 months, Ambazonia never get 1 ounce of good news. So now only bad news for these people, the way they call themselves, said they be Ambazonians. So all where they get now bad news. So now they are so desperate for anything where it will give them any kind of hope. Any shred of hope. Because if we now look at in the past, say 6 months, bad news upon bad news. Number 1, they don't discover my trip to Boya Saga, how the corruption, embezzlement, and other kind of thing them, it demoralize them. They don't say and say they so Cameroon government, they go ahead with the things them, national dialogue, it don't hold, it be successful. Actually, now who sponsored the national dialogue? Now the United Nations Secretariat, the secretariat for actually the Secretary General, now you provide the 10 billion francs CFA where they use them for sponsor the national dialogue. So the whole international community, know they hear about Ambazonia. Not a single country recognize Ambazonia. And all of those signs them, Amber boys, they don't tire for day for bush. They drop their guns them. If you go for DDR Center, for Bamenda, for Boya, the day hundreds of Amber boys the day for day, they don't drop their guns them. The one the way they don't kill them. So now, the one the way they don't run, go for Nigeria. So now they don't even get them. People the way they go die for them. Because when I remember, I said these people, they call themselves, said they be Ambazonians. Many of them, they did them abroad. And the other one, the way they did inside Cameroon, they did for Francophone zone. Now the reality that, so they be so desperate for any news where they fit whole and say this, so now it will give them some kind of hope. So anything where they hear them, now they just believe them. If it be into it massage their ego. If not information where it will give them some kind of hope where it will make them feel good about the so-called Amazonia. So now one of the reasons that way you could see people when are teachers, magistrates and all those kind of lawyers that share this kind of information. They tell you, say, oh look, America there for our side. Absolute nonsense. You know it's nonsense. I know it's nonsense because Ambazonia don't get now only bad news. So now, Amber boys and two, they don't get enough. National dialogue, it go on. Now, special status will get them, it load, it they on the way. So Ambazonia don't look and they say and say this, so they don't get them nothing where if you give them any hope and why they believe in any nonsense where any person talk them as long as they say and say this, so now it be positively or possibly good news for Ambazonia. They share them. So now, if this kind of people, they share this kind of nonsense, the only thing where you get for ask them now say, one, just like how when I be promised the United Nations it go declare a blank school year, is that the same way where when I talk today, so this 72 hours nonsense, when I don't lie, we so they can't lie, we don't tire of analyze them. So anything where any Amber person talk just automatically believe I'm saying now lie until you see evidence. Now all that, if they just talk anything, just say fake news, show me the evidence. Now all that. So when I know, when I say by now, the evidence is there out there. Say it is Ambazonia is all about lies, manipulation, fake news, propaganda, misinformation, backstabbing, sabotage, blackmail, stealing. They are all thieves and Odeshi pastors them. And stupidity, infinite stupidity. Now what that way embody and categorize what way they call and say Ambazonians them. So anytime where you hear anything when Ambazonia or Amba fool it talk your initial reaction are fake news. Tell you say, make it show me evidence. You know they believe which way they show you, make they show you the evidence. You want reassess the evidence for yourself before you take in the information. So may no person, you know, just talk any nonsense for you. Say 72 hours when I should not for them be very gullible and when I do any person will believe that kind of nonsense, you be stupid. Even if you believe that for 1 second. Because one of the questions where you get to ask yourself now say, does America rule Cameroon? How we will get our own parliament for Cameroon? We'll get our own judiciary, our own army, our own police, our own president, our own everything as a sovereign state, our own flag, our own national anthem. And then some person tell you say, a different country on a different continent, they should not follow their own parliament. And then their Congress, they don't order Cameroon government, so make a move out of their own part of the country within 72, and they talk that kind of nonsense. You believe them? It means that you don't get 2 brain cells. It means that you dull past sheep. You need to ask them, say, now America they control Cameroon. Even if American Congress, if they talk that kind of nonsense, Cameroon government gets 0 obligation for even listen to that nonsense. Because it's nonsense. Do they control Cameroon? No. We make our own laws. We are a sovereign nation. That is it. So, even if America be talk that kind of nonsense, the answer where you give the Amber Fools and I say, so what? Even if America be talking, so what? 72 hours, they don't come past now. Cameroon army, Cameroon military, the divisional officers, the all man is still there, who's way they be there. So when I don't get independence now, so what? Absolute nonsense. Even if it be not true, that one absolute nonsense. I wanna there out there when I believe them. The worker ask me, countryman, I don't hear this kind of story. What is going on? You where you even believe that kind of nonsense for 2 seconds, you get problems on your head. Okay, so now moving on to the third thing I want to talk about. That United States aircraft, the plane where it be land for Douala or now for Yaoundé in Somaliland airport a few days ago, where Amber Fools they did on social media, they don't spread the pictures them about the aircraft and then they write nonsense on top of the post them. Man show now the aircraft where it be land or for Somaliland airport. As my see I'm the writer for the US Air Force. Yes, now Air Force. But if you see that aircraft now a passenger aircraft. Right? Now a passenger plane or cargo plane where it transport cargo on behalf of the US Air Force. I don't know, maybe because people they be this Amber Fools they be poorly educated, they don't understand them. Say yes, even though now Air Force and the Air Force now part of the military, but even within the Air Force you get different branches them and different roles. Nobody now every aircraft they engage in war fighting. Even inside the Air Force itself, they get aircraft when not only for carry and transport passengers and equipment. You understand? So that aircraft it land from Somaliland, logistics aircraft where it carry na equipment. And as stupid as the Amber Fools they be, they don't understand them. Say that aircraft it land now for inside Cameroon from Somaliland airport. Every aircraft where it land for that airport, it need permission from the Cameroon state authorities for land. We get to know, say it come even before you depart. Who's way it depart, except for emergency landings. Them it get for first tell we, for example, it get for tell we. A destination, a final destination, way you come out, which way you carry on that aircraft, the passengers, the way you carry them, every single passenger, their names, their identity, their nationalities, all that, their age, their gender, all that information, where they call them, what they call them now, it is souls on board, or they call them a passenger manifest. They therefore provide all that information to the airport authorities before they even grant them permission for touchdown on our territory. Now so it waka. So for Amber fools them in their infinite stupidity for she done for Facebook Republic begin talks today so American aircraft don't Air Force it don't land for Somaliland. So what? What does that mean? It means that when I gain independence because one logistics aircraft where they ride US Air Force for day it land from Somaliland Airport. It means that when I get independence, aircraft with a beg permission from the Cameroon government will grant it permission before you land. And then within a few hours, after it don't offload the cargo where it can deliver them for Cameroon, it take off, continue your journey. And as the aircraft it cancel it go, it no live when the independence where we be hope for. So in when infinite stupidity, all we wanna know now fake news, propaganda, misinformation, and manipulation. The aircraft it don't already depart, it don't already go, and it no live when the independence where we be talk about on Facebook. Nonsense. So any person will begin to talk that kind of stupidity, whether not on Facebook or everywhere, I beg una fellow Cameroonians and country people, una engage una brains. Engage your brain. If they start talk any kind of that stupidity, just ask them, say, who give them permission even for land from Somaliland Airport? No, in the Cameroon government. If they can't do something with Cameroon government, it no agree to, will forgive them the permission for land. Now they question that. We for deny them permission and they not for get access to our territory. And if they come by force and then the right time they will come with attack jets, then they can attack, win, attack them. Then now Cameroon and America are in a state of war. But no, now logistics aircraft where it can deliver goods, it can drop off cargo and then continue your journey. When I just see pictures, the way person stand for outside take them, and when I infinite stupidity, when I go start writing nonsense on Facebook, and as dull as our own Cameroonians today, they start to believe some of the nonsense. Okay, moving on to the next one. Right, when I give me 1 second, maybe I drink my hot chocolate. I don't make them. Right. So now, moving on, my country people then. Part 4, where I want to talk about the U.S. Congress, about 9 members of the United States Congress, they will write letter to President Paul Biya. And Madame Karine Bass been one of the people, the way the signatories for that letter where they send them to President Paul Biya. And as a result again, Amber fools the day on social media that they misrepresent and they spread propaganda and fake news about this particular letter where they write them to President Paul Biya. And for the letter, they endorse the Swiss mediation process. What does that mean in the first place? For una deaf here in this Amber fools them. The Swiss mediation na about federation, na federalism that. So una deaf here we una no even understand. Una call una self say una be restoration. Now what do they call themselves? Restorationists. Una they restore una independence. The first thing when I get to ask the Amber fools and when they ever talk about restoring independence, and say, if true say una be don't gain una independence, and then tell me where to be now una the name of una country, where to be the flag for una country, where to be the anthem for una country, who's how una ambassadors for una country they go, where to be now una diplomatic relations, international diplomacy, because now wait that way it determine a sovereign state. Which way they determine a sovereign nation, now say it get international relations with other sovereign nations then. Now which embassy they way we don't ever get them outside of our own country, for sure say we be in an independent country. Even name just one. Now which international organization where we will join them as an independent state since we have not gained our independence since 1961. Now the question that, and as when I talk about the southern Cameroons gaining independence, may we also talk about the northern Cameroons gaining independence, because now exactly the same document, now exactly the same plebiscite where we will get them in the southern Cameroons, where they get them in the northern Cameroons, where they vote for join Nigeria. So anything where it happened for the southern Cameroons, now identical where it go happen in the northern Cameroons. If to say the so-called southern Cameroons be don't gain so-called independence, then now also you talk today, so the northern Cameroons, if you don't gain your own independence as well. Now the reality that, so now they always talk about always talk about 1961 as if their own history It start now for 1961. When I ask the Amber Fools them say this so, wait it be Usa Ambazonia be day for 1910. Simple question. May they explain for una Usa so-called Ambazonia be day in 1910. Did it not exist? They only ever talk about 1961. And even when they talk about that 1961, they talk about restoration. You want to restore anything for 1961, you restore now the Federal Republic of Cameroon and now federalism that. Whether now federalism or special status, it boils down to one thing, my country people, they make a show now. It boils down to one and indivisible Cameroon. Yes, even people, the way they talk about federalism, now one and indivisible Cameroon. Special status, now one and indivisible Cameroon. And so, some Amber Fools that they out there, they don't come for me. They say, countryman, how market for American Congress, writing to Paul Biya, say, making support the Swiss initiative. I ask you, say, yes, how market for that? Swiss initiative, federalism. I like federalism. If they give it federalism, I like it. It's one and indivisible Cameroon. How market for Ambazonia? That is the reality. Now, so when I get to answer the fools then. If they ask you, say, how market for Swiss mediation, ask them, say, Swiss mediation, it mediate now about bringing peace to Cameroon. Nothing to do with so-called Ambazonia. Nothing to do with so-called separation or division. That is the reality where all we get for understand. It get nothing to do with separating Cameroon. No country, not there on this planet where it will go encourage another country to break apart. Not one. Even the letter where the U.S. Congress write to President Paul Biya, they suggest they don't get no authority for tell Cameroon government. They plead, they like say na friend way, is he say you get problems for us. For example, your next door neighbor way, is he say you for una house, una they also fight papa and mommy, they fight every day. And then it just call you the papa, you come for bar or whatever, it buy one mimbo, nente is a bo massa. This thing, as when it's also fight, it is so it no fine because, we they like family, una picking them and my picking them now friends me and you know so it finds it so me una fix this una married way una be married so me una fix and fine. I go suggest it is so if you fit take your woman go for this nightclub or take it go for this place go talk for you so and so una go fix the problem. Now wait that way they happen but it no means that so your next door neighbor it get any authority for come for your married house can't tell you how to do with your woman. It doesn't happen like that. America it gets zero authority inside Cameroon. Zero. Now why that way Cameroon get embassy inside America and America get embassy inside Cameroon? Because they've been at two sovereign states. So they just write letter to President Paul Biya, just suggesting say they submit the back the Swiss-led process or the Swiss so-called mediation initiative. And not tell una Amber Fools the way they fail the list and say this. So the Swiss initiative it be all about federation. Even for Madame Karine Baz and every single writing way, every single international organization don't write them about the middle ground. If to say one side it talk extreme side it talk for that side say this so they want now total and complete independence and the other side for the other side say this so make everything stay the way it did now. So the middle ground now wait that way mediation be all about you idiots. The middle ground now for say all man it must give compromise and you must come out from your corner where you talk say nothing will change and the other people really talk say we must separate, we must meet up for middle and that middle ground now for give some kind of autonomy to the Anglophone zone. And that is what the special status is. Whether you call it what or what, special status is just a different word for federalism. Yes, for give some level of autonomy to the Anglophone zone for manage its own business. That is just what federalism is. So special status is just another form of federalism. And that's what it is. And now wait that way, all the international organizations them. And the funniest thing I say, when they come to about this so-called Swiss-led, Swiss mediation process or whatever, when I not forget say this, so, no, not even all Ambazonians are there on board. Now, only Sakoi Kome group there on board. So even if you go negotiate with Sakoi Kome, what's going to happen with Ayabacho? What's going to happen with Akwanga? They get their own 15, 20 boys and 2 on the ground. What's going to happen for them? So when I get to understand that one, an international community is not stupid. So if me, I've been a Cameroon government and Cameroon president, I could just take that letter where U.S. congressmen and women, they write them for you. I could just tear and put them for being fine place on me. It's nonsense, dead on arrival. Swiss mediation nonsense does not even, we don't pass that stage as Africans, independent states, where the way this white man can't tell we have to run our country. Okay? Now, if we want to call ourselves, we'll be an independent state. We'll not get for the way some Swiss man, some white man can't tell we. If the worst come to the worst, we'll get ECOWAS. Okay? We'll get the African Union for handle any mediation or internal affairs that inside African states. Switzerland has nothing to offer for Cameroon as far as that is concerned. Okay? So, simple question we want to get for ask these Ambazonians then as soon as they start talk about restoring their independence. What was your flag when you gained independence? What was your national anthem? How many countries did you have external relations with? Embassies and all those kind of things, diplomatic missions with those countries since you say you were independent and you're only restoring your independence now. So, me wanna tell we that one. So what about the former British Northern Cameroons as well? When I ask them about that question, so does that mean the northern states then for the British Northern Cameroons is also an independent state since 1961? And does that mean your history only started in 1961? What about 1910? What happened in 1910? Where were you in 1910? You Ambazonians. Okay, now my country people then. Moving on to part 5 of this presentation, I want to talk about Mayor Patrick Ekema for Boya, who was a great man, a great Cameroonian patriot. He died a few weeks ago and he was laid to rest on the 14th of December 2019. He was given a state funeral which was befitting of a giant, a leader of his people. So now, before Mayor Patrick Ekema he remains, they lay you to rest, they give you a state funeral. Some social media crickets, where they call themselves, say, Ambazonians, like Eric Tato, they call them crickets. These social media crickets, they on social media, they talk today, so, they no ever agree, make, a Mayor Patrick Ekema, he remains, enter Boya, nye, they talk all that stupid nonsense on social media, of course, and obviously, on the 14th of December 2019, which is a couple of days ago, the Mayor Patrick Ekema Esunge was given a state funeral in Boya, and the only question we wanna get for ask the Amba fools them now, where them they? Who's how wanna be there? Time where they give Mayor Patrick Ekema a state funeral, a befitting sending off. Who's how wanna be there? Nonsense. All we wanna get na propaganda, fake news, manipulation, misinformation, and stupidity. Infinite stupidity. We wanna work at talk nonsense, barking without bite. So now, the only other thing where I want to talk again and say, Ambazonia has been defeated totally, especially in the southwest region. And this is all many thanks to people like Mayor Patrick Ekema. And also, obviously, I will give a lot of congratulations and thank you to the mayor of Manfe as well. He is also a very powerful leader of his people. And these two mayors have been instrumental also with the work of the Cameroon military and also the general public in the southwest region. They don't work in collaboration for make sure that they keep their communities safe from Ambazonia terrorism. And now life don't return back right now for Moliko, for Tiko, for Boya, for Limbe, even for Kumba. Life it don't return, especially Manu. Now a total peaceful place where even Amba boys they fear for past in those communities. Even though Ambazonians themselves now they talk openly, public say this, so Cameroon we don't defeat them totally for southwest region, especially for Manu, for Limbe, and for Boya. We don't totally defeat them. Now the Ambazonians, the so-called Ambazonians themselves, all over Facebook, social media, and everywhere else, now themselves they cry for them, they talk today, so we don't defeat them for Southwest. And this is due to the hard work of all of us, the patriots, the blacklegs, and all the mayors in the southwest region. We wish we had just one of this kind, Ekema Patrick, as mayor for Bamenda or for the northwest region, because Bamenda northwest, especially Momo and some parts of Bamenda, yes, some parts of Bamenda and especially Momo, are the only place that way Amba still even get anything for do in those communities. But at the end of the day, they punish and they destroy and so their communities. and now also the what contribute them, they refuel the pains from Ambazonia terrorism as it happen. So the good news now say we don't defeat Ambazonia thoroughly 100% for the Anglophone, well, for the southwest region of Cameroon. Thank you, plenty my contribute them. Now all that way I be really bringing for una can talk for una today, and I hope say una go get a blessed week.
Hail, hail, hail the Kumkumasa. We the Cameroonians, we pledge our loyalty. Kumkumasa, Kumkumasa, you shall free our country from terror. And your blessing shall be like the stars above. The Most High God shall be your guide.
My name na Ambe Marcel. I come out na Bafukam. My war name na Champi. My general his name na Stone. I come out na Bafut. My name na Champi. I come out na Bafukam.
My country people then, when I see Cameroonianness, yes, when I look at